Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Ashtautra Shata Sri Srimati His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Samaveda Gaura Bhaktarunda Ki Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Today we will discuss Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text number 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante imam buddha bhava samanvitaha. The translation goes, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So this particular sloka is considered one of the most important sloka from Bhagavad Gita, which is also, like in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is Chatushloki Bhagavat. This is the beginning of Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasva prabho. When Krishna created this material world, he didn't talk so much knowledge, because it was not necessary. People were not confused. And only Krishna was there and Brahma was there. So there is nobody else to confuse Brahma too. So therefore Krishna says, I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. Just surrender unto me and worship. This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And all knowledge thereafter is an explanation and elaboration of this principle. So if you know Krishna is God and I am his servant, that's the end of philosophy. But because we want to know more about Krishna, Krishna comes here and performs so many wonderful pastimes and brings his Nitya Parshad and also exhibits so many wonderful activities so that our mind and our heart gets attracted to him. So here explaining, I am the source of all spiritual and material world. So when we do not have knowledge of God, we also think the same thing. I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me and everything is meant for my pleasure and everybody should worship me. So that is the reason we are in this material world. Because we are expecting that people should worship me. The real person to be worshipped is only Krishna. So therefore, Krishna has given us a choice to understand this, and therefore he says that wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service. So therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that one who worships Krishna is very intelligent. In another verse in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan ma prapadyate. After many, many years, one who is in complete knowledge surrenders to me. So externally, sometimes it may look like it's sentimental, but it is the perfection of all philosophy to surrender to Krishna. And only impediment is that I think I am God, and that stops us for understanding Krishna. So what is Krishna means? Krishna means all attractive. And as long as we try to become all attractive in this material world, we cannot appreciate Krishna and we cannot understand Krishna. So we have to understand that we are very, very insignificant in this world. So therefore, Krishna explains, yes, he is the source of everything. We are not the source of everything, and we cannot control anything in this world. See, we may say that I have done this and I have done that, but except for Krishna, we cannot do anything without Krishna's help. So therefore, Krishna advises Arjuna, Nimitta Matra Bhava Savya Sachin. We are just insignificant tool in the hands of Krishna, and that is controlled by Krishna. Only thing we have is desire. It's like one time one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, how I can become a devotee? And Prabhupada said, simply desire. Only desire is in our hand. Once you desire, everything else is Krishna's hand. And he provides everything according to our desire. Now if you desire to become Krishna conscious or devotee of Krishna, he will arrange in that way. Or if you don't want to desire, serve Krishna, he will arrange that way. So there is no other way. Krishna explains at the end in Bhagavad Gita, Machita sarvadurgani mat prasadat tarishati athachetum ahankaram na sroshasi sa vinashati. What is he saying? Machita sarvadurgani, all the impediments, whatever we are facing in our devotional service, Krishna can durgani, he can free us from that. If we don't listen to Krishna, he is warning us. He says, Na sroshasi, if you don't listen to what I am saying, vinashyati, you will be doomed into this material world, and again you will suffer. So therefore, desire, and after desire, whatever we desire, we contemplate on that. So therefore, if you desire to become Krishna, our dhyana is serving Krishna and asking Krishna for service. And that is Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The more we chant Hare Krishna mantra, more Krishna cleans us from ignorance, cleans us from material impediments, and then he arranges everything in such a way that we can become close to him. And if we don't have dhyana, our mind is not towards Krishna, then our mind goes against Krishna, that means this body, and whatever relates to this body. And Krishna has given a very long chain of what happens. He says, Dhyayate Vishayan Pumsam, means one who has no attraction to Krishna, Vishayan Pumsam, his attraction is towards sense gratification. Sangasteshu Upajayate is not only an attraction, Sangasteshu Upajayate. Whatever we see, we want it. We want to have it. We want to enjoy it. Sangasteshu Upajayate. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. When we have it, we develop attachment. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. And if you get it or don't get it, only one thing happens. Kamat Krodho Vijayate. From that attachment, we develop anger. You see, in this world, people are stuck with so many things. If they have it, if somebody has eye on it, or somebody wants to grab it, somebody wants to steal it, so they become angry. If they don't have it, they become angry because somebody else has it. So no matter what, the kama brings krodha. And krodhat bhavati samoha. When we are angry, we completely illusion. So therefore Vedas, they explain that we should not take any major decision in life when we are angry. Because when we are angry, we are illusion, completely baffled, completely we forget who we are, what we are, to whom we are talking. So krodhat bhavati samoha. Why is that? Samoha smriti vibrama. So when we are in illusion, confused, smriti vibrama, we forget everything. We do not know who we are. We don't know to whom, with whom we are dealing. We forget everything. Shruti bhavshat buddhi nasho. So why is that? Because our intelligence is lost. And buddhi nashat pranashyati. When our intelligence is lost, we are again doomed in this material world. So these are the two ways in front of us. One is going towards Krishna, and second is going against Krishna. And only desire is there. And once you choose it, your life is in the hands of Krishna. So how is that? So you see, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, nimitti matra, you are just a tool. So everything is given by Krishna. In this world, we cannot say anything that belongs to us. When Srila Prabhupada came to America, his first disciple who surrendered his life, he went to Srila Prabhupada and he said, Srila Prabhupada, I want to become renounced. I have to become detached. I'm giving up everything and I'm just surrendering to Krishna and you. And Srila Prabhupada asked him, what do you have to give up? What do you have to give up? There is nothing to give up. Everything belongs to Krishna. Only one thing you have to give up, the ego that I have something. And that is surrender. And that surrender is considered to be the greatest. I have something. So therefore, only desire can take you to Krishna. And other thing, you see, whatever we do in this world, we cannot do without Krishna's help. That's Krishna explains that this body as a place of work. So that is made from Krishna's energy. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankar itimanne bhinna prakrutir ashtada. This is the 8 types of prakriti. Material nature, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego. So this is coming from Krishna. Then Krishna says, Indriyanam manaschasmi. Among all the Indriyas, I am mind. Buddhir matam asmi. I am the intelligence of intelligent. Balam balavata cha aham. I am the strength of the strong. And aham atma gudakesha. I am the soul too. So where are we? We have no place, right? If the soul is Krishna, intelligence is Krishna, strength is Krishna, this body is meant from Krishna's energy, we have no place except for the lotus feet of Krishna. But because we forget that, we become aham, I am the source. I am the source of enjoyment. And therefore we start looking how I can grab everything, how I can get everything. So Bhagavad Gita is teaching us what we cannot see. The whole material world is giving the knowledge of what we can see or what we can conceive with our intelligence or mind, whatever. But Bhagavad Gita is giving us a knowledge beyond our senses can reach. So just like there are two coins has two sides, right? So one side if you see, immediately there is a other side to that. And we see whatever with our eyes is one side. But whatever we cannot see, that is explained in the Vedas, especially by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So we just accept the one side of coin, the coin is not complete and it has no value. So we have to know the other side also. So therefore Krishna, what is he explaining in Bhagavad Gita is the other side of our life, which we do not know. We make all the arrangements with whatever we make when we are young, when we are raising the family, we make an arrangement for our retirement, our insurance, till the point of death. Sometimes you see in America also, they plan for after the death, they reserve their place for cremation, whatever that is, I don't know exactly the culture here. So after the death also they make some plan. But Krishna is giving us the plan, after the death what exactly happens. We plan everything up to death, but Krishna is teaching us to plan beyond death. so that you don't have to come back again. So whatever we cannot see, that is why Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita too. So what we are seeing is temporary and also not complete. But when you read Bhagavad Gita, we are seeing this word in the eyes of Krishna. Now we are seeing this word with our eyes. And Srila Prabhupada explains, our eyes cannot go beyond the wall. We don't even know what's going on beyond the wall. But when you see through the eyes of Krishna, you are seeing everything perfectly. So therefore, Bhagavad Gita teaches us to see through the eyes of Krishna, not with our eyes. If we see with our eyes, whatever we are seeing in front of us, we are all trying to grab it and enjoy it. And can we enjoy? We cannot. Because we think our body is enjoying. Atma is not at all interested in this material world. It's like we give this example in our 7-day Bhagavad Gita course. Right? If you eat some sweet meat like gulab jam, you eat gulab jam now, immediately put on your mouth, it goes, right? You have to chew it and it goes in. But who is eating? Is this body eating or the soul is eating? We don't know. If you put that same gulab jam on dead body, if he is the enjoyer, why he cannot eat it? That means body is not the enjoyer. Otherwise, he would have eaten that gulab jam. Even he had all the body, which he was thinking the enjoyer. He cannot enjoy. And Atma don't need gulab jam unless it is offered to Krishna. Otherwise, what value is there? It's the prasadam. It's for the purification. So that proves this body is not the enjoyment. When dead body is there, you offer him anything, he cannot enjoy. So this knowledge, we should have it as long as we are living. Because after we die, we don't get this knowledge. Again, we don't know when we will come back as human being and we will get that opportunity. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us what we are not seeing with our knowledge or intelligence. And he is explaining that he takes control of devotee's life. And how is that? There are many examples. You see, the whole Mahabharata, all 18 days of war, you can see that many warriors were killed. And everybody is killed by Krishna. Not Arjuna, not Yudhishthira, not Bhima. They were just an instrument. And Krishna has arranged all the things for them, even before the war began. So one example, we can take any example. One example we'll take of Duryodhan. So Duryodhan, when he was a just grown-up boy, he became young. His mother saw, she felt some sense that there is going to be war sometime. So she wanted to make Duryodhana like a steel-bodied man. So she told Gandhari, she told one day, Duryodhana, tomorrow you come to me and don't wear any clothes. Come completely naked in front of me. And when I will remove my bandage, whatever I see, that's going to become like a steel. So, and therefore, nobody will be able to kill you ever. Your body will become like a steel. So therefore, Duryodhana was very happy. Because he was also sensing that these Pandavas, they are the king by religious principles. But because of Shakuni and Dhritarashtra, this Duryodhana, his ego was pampered. Because they both were telling what he wants. So he could not listen even to Krishna. So therefore, Duryodhana wanted that everything should come to me. So therefore, he was planning so many things. One of that thing, he went in front of Gandhari. So next day morning, he went to Gandhari. See, nobody knows what is happening. Pandavas, they were sleeping. They were doing something else. They didn't know what is happening except for two people, Gandhari and Duryodhana. And one who is in everybody's heart, That is Krishna. So Krishna came and he stopped Duryodhana. He said, what are you doing, Duryodhana? He said, I am going to see my mother. He said, you are not a small boy now. If he goes naked to mother, it's okay. But you are a grown-up boy. You should not go to mother naked. At least cover your private parts. So Krishna bewildered him. And then Duryodhana said, yeah, you're right. I should not go in front of my mother. I'm not a kid anymore. So he had some tree bark around, so he put it around his private parts, covered his thighs a little bit, and he went to Gandhari. Now when Gandhari opens her eyes, and because she's seeing after a long time, she was completely all over, just like when you go in a darkness, when you come into the light, for a second you cannot see anything, couple of minutes, it takes long time. So Gandhari, she opened her eyes and Duryodhana, his whole body became like a steel, except for the part he was covering. And when Gandhari saw Duryodhana covering his private parts, said, what have you done? I told you to come naked. Said, what I can do, Krishna taught me, and he told me I should not go in front of my mother. So therefore, Gandhari actually cursed Krishna. That's a different story. But Duryodhana, that part, thigh, it remained like a natural body. Other part became like a steel. Now nobody knew this except for these three people. Krishna was not present there, but he don't have to be present everywhere. He is in everyone's heart, So Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hridaya Tishtati Arjuna. Krishna is in everyone's heart. We don't know what we are going to do, but Krishna knows. So Krishna is ahead of us also, even everything. What we are going to do, Krishna knows more than us what we are going to do and how we are going to do. So therefore, Krishna has already planned that Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, Shakuni, Karna, they are all planning to take revenge of Pandavas. So because they are surrendered to Krishna, Krishna is working for Pandavas. Now when the war comes, all the warriors are killed. And Duryodhana was only left. And when he sees Bhima, because both Bhima and Duryodhana, they are the disciple of one guru, that is Balaram. And both are very strong. But because Duryodhana had lost all his brothers, he has lost the war, and knowing the power of Bhima, and especially if you are stressed, you become more weak. So Duryodhana is already stressed because he has lost all his brothers and everybody, all his warriors. So he became morally weak. And so he started running. He came running to one lake, and he went inside the lake and he was hiding there. And when Bhima came, so Duryodhana came out and they asked, you have a choice, whoever you want to fight with. So he chose Bhima because he has a natural anger against Bhima. He was envious because both of them are disciples of one guru. So he was more envious of Bhima. So Bhima and Duryodhana, they started fighting because they are disciples of one guru, Balaram. They were fighting for hours and hours and hours, and nobody was tiring. And they don't know how to attack. And Krishna, he sees Bhima is getting tired. Then immediately Krishna shows his sign, He puts his hand on his thighs and he says, you hit him there. And then only Bhima is not questioning. Because Bhima don't know why Krishna is saying that. And it is against the principle of war, that to hit somebody on the thighs. Because that's not the principle of war. But before also, when Karna said that Krishna, you are all doing this irreligious activity, then Krishna is asking Karna that when you were doing irreligious activity, you didn't feel that is irreligious. When you try to remove the clothes on Draupadi, do you think that was not irreligious? You were cheating Pandavas in gambling. Do you think that was not religious? So religious principles can be told only by people who follow religious principles. Those who do not follow religious principles, they do not have right to tell you what are religious principles. And therefore, those people should be punished with irreligion only. So therefore, Duryodhana, it is against the moral of war, but still, because Duryodhana, he was the cause of all the, whatever was happening, so many people were killed. Duryodhana, this is just to fulfill the desire of Duryodhana, who is thinking that everything should be controlled by me. I am the source of everything. I want everything. Everything is for my enjoyment. Everything is for to worship me. So that ego meant him irreligious, completely against the principle of God, against the principle of religion. So therefore, he told Bhima, go and hit on his thighs. And he did it. So see, now Duryodhana didn't know that Krishna knows this. Bhima didn't know. So like that, Krishna takes care of his devotee. Even though we do not know what's coming in your life, even though we do not know how we are planning our life, whatever it is, but if you just simply surrender to Krishna, Krishna takes the reins in his hand and he arranges everything. Now, this is not materially, as Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, Ananyas chintayanto mame jana purvipasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshema vahamyaham. Krishna says, yogakshema vahamyaham. I take care of my devotee. Who? Ananyas chintayanto mam. Those who are always chanting my name, always absorbed in remembering me. So this is how we can say, if we remain Krishna conscious, Krishna has taken control of our life. Maya, the illusion, has no power. If you don't surrender to Krishna, then we surrender to Maya. And then what Krishna says about Maya, the illusion, very, very difficult to come out. Deviyesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya. Mame vya prapadante maya mitam tarantite. So it is intelligence to surrender to Krishna. And it is fool not to surrender to Krishna. Even for material protection. Because everything we are getting in our life is coming from Krishna. If you have a house, if you have a car, if you have a wife, if you have a husband, if you have a kid, everything is coming from Krishna. Now you may say, I have earned it. Sometimes people say that I have made my life from zero. We started from zero, now I see I am millionaire, billionaire. But that is also because Krishna is giving you. And you are stealing from Krishna and telling it is mine, I have become billionaire. So what you are going to carry? There is nothing. So therefore, in Mahabharata, there is a wonderful sloka. It says, Dhanani bhumau pashavascha gostai agnischitayam paraloka marga. He says, Dhanani bhumau means when we die, all the wealth stays in ground. Previously, there were no banks. There is no share market, stock markets. So everybody used to treasure their gold or all these jewels, which is the currency at that time. So they used to put it in one pot and hid it under the ground. So Mahabharata explains, Dhanani bhumau. When you die, all money stays under the ground. Now for modern, we can make it that all money stays in a bank or stock market. It doesn't come with us. Dhanani bhumau pashavascha gostai. All the animals, they stay in their barn. So previously, the vehicle was animals, and also for agriculture, animals were used. For wars, animals were used like elephant or camel, horses. So all this will not come with us. They will stay in their barn. Now we can say that our cars will not come with us, will stay in garage, no? Or I heard in LA there are less garages than parking parks, right? So they will stay in some parking lot. car will not come with us. Tanana imamo pasivasya goste. Bharya grihadware. Bharya means wife. Traditional Vedic culture, the wife don't go to the crematorium. No, she just grihadware, at the step only, till the step. Which wife traveled around with us all over world, she cannot even cross the threshold of her own house when her husband is being cremated or all the last rituals are done. Bharya grihadware, janas mashane. Our friends will come till the crematorium, and in India it's a tradition, they will chant, So, Ram ka naam lo, Ram ka naam lo, Ram naam satya hai, Ram naam satya hai. What is the use to chant Ram naam satya hai to a dead body? So that is why we should do it when we are living Ram naam satya hai. There is no point in telling a dead body Ram naam satya hai. So they will come to Janas Mashane and they will not come with us. Even this body which we pampered whole of our life, forgetting Krishna, tried to enjoy. What happens? Agnischitayam. This body also will not come with us. Agnischitayam. It will be burnt by fire. Finished. Then what is happening? Karmani go gacchati jiva ekaha. Jiva is going according to his destination designed by the karmas he did in this life. So we have to make sure that our karmas are not entangling us. Anything you do, it is not Newton's law, it is Bhagavad Gita's law, stolen by Newton. Any action has equal or opposite reaction. That's Bhagavad Gita. It's the law of karma. It's not law, is science. Science is just an insignificant part of it. When I was studying about this Newton in 7th standard science in India, my teacher was teaching me, Newton is the one who found out the law of gravitation. And how is that? He saw that apple was falling on the ground and he found out. So I asked this question to my teacher. So before Newton saw where the apples were growing, they were falling on the ground only. So what is the big thing is, correct? We should find out who made that law. That is complete knowledge. Half knowledge is what you saw. Complete knowledge is who made that law. He is more important and he is worshipable, not the person who found out the law, who studied the law. So this is how the whole science, Prabhupada said we are not against science, but science means to prove God. When science starts disapproving God, then we challenge. So that is, half knowledge is always dangerous. So this sloka teaches us how to see everything in relationship with God, everything in relationship with Krishna. And therefore, see, Newton found out the law, he said that law of gravitation. Now, Krishna made the law of gravitation. Now actually the whole world goes on the laws of gravitation. All the scientific, all the things are happening, they're all because of magnetic chips. And where is this magnet? Can any scientist create this magnet? No. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, say he is the one who is the magnetic power. Now this is the reason. And the whole, you can see everything in this world, all the electronic gadgets, they are built up because of this magnet. So Krishna is the one who is created everything. So if we look through our senses, then we think we know everything. But the Bhagavad Gita teaches us to see through Krishna's eyes. So this ISKCON movement is meant to teach all over the world. Srila Prabhupada traveled for only one purpose, to teach them how to see the world in the eyes of God who created it. Because Krishna is the creator. Aham sarvasya prabho. I am the source of spiritual and material. Now, there is no difference between spiritual and material. Sometimes people think a spiritual life is different than material life. No. In the eyes of Krishna, everything is spiritual. And if you apply everything in Krishna's service, whatever we are doing becomes spiritual. Otherwise, it is material. In a sense, there is no material, no spiritual. But the difference is how we use it. So just like Prabhupada gives an example of food, if you eat the food without offering Krishna, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tvagam papam. We are not eating food, we are eating sinful activities, or we are eating sin, Krishna explains. But if you offer this food to Krishna, it becomes prasad. So just same grains are coming from Krishna. But when you offer it to Krishna, they become pure, and that becomes prasad, and that purifies our heart. And if you don't offer it to Krishna, we eat sin, and whatever we eat, our thoughts become like that. No, we are what you eat. It is said, we are what we eat. So if you eat prasad, then whatever our activities we are going to do are also pure. When our activities are pure, whatever we speak also pure, and whatever our character also becomes pure. So everything is beginning with our mouth. So whatever goes in and whatever comes out. The scriptures say the mouth is Mahadwar, like a gate for the whole body. So we just have to change our process of putting it in and outside, putting it out. And what we do, only two things we do with our tongue. We eat and we speak. So Krishna consciousness means to purify our tongue. In what way? By eating Krishna prasadam. And if you eat Krishna prasadam, and that purifies our body, then whatever you speak, that becomes also pure. So intake first should be pure, and then our source will be also pure. So we have to make sure we have to offer everything to Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yajñāsishta sinasinto mucchante sarva kilvishai bhunjante te tva agham papam pachante ye atma karanat. One who offers this food to Lord Vishnu, in Yajna, he becomes free from all karmic reactions. And one who don't offer, he says, to agham papam. They are eating papa. They are stealing God's property. Just like we give an example. Now, you want to do something, a carpentry work in our home. We call, no, here you go to IKEA or to Walmart, you buy your furniture, right? But previously in India, carpenter will come home, you will give him some wood and you will give him some design, and he will carve the chair or table, whatever you want. So you call a carpenter, you give him a wood, you give him a design, you give his salary. If he makes a chair and he says, it is mine now, I'm going to take it. Now he becomes a thief. Same way, you take ingredients from Krishna, you get food from Krishna, water from Krishna, fire from Krishna, intelligence from Krishna, and you say, I'm not going to offer you, I'm going to eat. Therefore it is sinful. So therefore, it is advised in Bhagavad Gita that we should offer our food to Krishna first and eat it as Naivedya or Prasadam. So therefore, then our desires also become pure. So as I was explaining, there is one thing in our hand, that is desire. If we want to properly desire, we should read Bhagavad Gita every day. We should associate with same-minded people. That's why Prabhupada created this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This society is not for taking, this society is for giving. And what is the meaning of temple? Temple is a university, as Srila Prabhupada says, where the knowledge of God is preached. So we are all very fortunate. This is one of the first temples Srila Prabhupada built in America. He personally stayed here for many years and guided devotees. And now the second generation, like Prabhupada disciples are here, very nice disciples. And this beautiful temple. So we are all very fortunate to come here and take into this wonderful activity. So I'll stop here. There is 3 or 4 minutes left. If you have anybody, any question? Yes.
So we can offer all the food items, veg or non-veg differences?
Yes, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. Krishna don't eat anything that is not eatable. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. means vegetarian, and also no onion, no garlic. Okay, that's what Krishna accepts. Uh, there is one book called Beginner's Guide to Krishna Consciousness, or you can ask the local devotees here how they offer. Yes, there is certain procedure. You offer it to deities or to your picture, or if you do not have anything, offer it in your mind. But there are some prayers you to recite, so that will help us to purify our mind and heart. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.